Hi, Tim O'Kelly here. I just want to thank you for checking this information out that I want to give you today. Let me start at the beginning here. This what I'm going to share with you right now, to me, is the most important piece in all of personal development, and it is responsibility. And that's what I want to take you through in this message today. But let me go back. Where did all this start? 1988, I took a course, my very first personal development course, 1988. Life was pretty good. And I went in, and from where I went from life pretty good to life incredible, that's when I decided to do this work forever. I will die doing this work. I love it. It's my passion. And so over the years, I looked at, there's so much personal development out there. I mean, there's so many things you can do, and it seems to be overwhelming sometimes. Like, what do I do? Well, here, this is what I want to share with you. I believe everybody has a dream or a better way of living, an idea of a better way of living, which I think is a dream, or just a goal. And I know everybody has challenges. So over these 25 years that I've been doing this, I've looked at what are the essentials. Like, all the other stuff is great, and I love it. What are the essentials? What's the smallest package we can put it in that you can use to be very effective to have that dream happen much faster? So over these years, I put together what's called the 5 pillars, right? These are essential. You take one of them out, they crumble. All 5 have to be there together, and this is number 1. So hang on, here we go. Now, I fear when I even say the word responsible that people go, oh yeah, I know what that is. And so I hope that doesn't happen in this, because that word, I did not like that word. And when I first heard it, I went, oh no. I was raised with a very negative connotation about the word responsible. Who is responsible for this? When I was young, and I'm like, not me, right? So it was easy for me to point the finger back then. So then I grew up with that model, and then hearing the word responsible in class, I took it as blame. So I really didn't take it on 1988. It came much later when I realized I wasn't producing the results I wanted to. I went back and went, what's missing? And I went, well, this one. And so the idea of responsible, if you just take a look at the word does not mean blame, shame, or guilt. Feeling bad, beating myself up. Responsible means the ability to respond. Interesting, the ability to respond. Respond means that when a stimulus occurs, I have a whole range of responses that I can use. Isn't that interesting to look at it from that point of view? I have a wide range of responses that I can utilize for this stimulus. Okay, so driving down the street and there's traffic, I don't have to get frustrated like I used to. Whenever there'd be traffic, I'd be like, And then I started working this thing responsible, the ability to respond, so I can respond to any stimulus any way I want to. And I tell you what, that just right there was so freeing. That anything can happen out here and I have choice. But what I found out was when I did this, I would always react a certain way to certain stimulus out there. Boss gave me feedback. Oh, I'd reject it because it meant that something was wrong. Or someone would raise their voice, I go, I don't like that. You need to change. You need to lower your voice. You need to be more calm because it reminds me of something else, right? So I had all of these responses, which we do. We have them all set up. And so when a stimulus is thrown at us, we'll respond in a certain way without even thinking about it. And what this work does is it causes you to look at what are those responses that I've been using for years that might not be working for me. And to realize you have and I have choice. That's responsible, not to blame. No shame, blame, or guilt, responsible. Okay? So how can you use this? Here's one of the biggest ones. I've been doing personal development, like I said, for 25 years. And I cannot tell you how many times I have heard people say in the relationship game, I have been hurt so many times. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to fall in love. I'm hurt so many times. And that's one of them that when I stand and work with people, a part of me inside just feels so much for them because I know what they've said what they want, but just that one thing keeps them from putting themselves out there. Okay? If we dealt with responsibility and that issue, well, you would find something amazing that no one can actually hurt us. Now, I know that that's a big gap to jump, and I got that. Stay with me. And then you're thinking, well, wait a minute, I've got my butt kicked or I've been hurt. You know, someone hit me, and I can go with you on that one. That's the only way that's physical. Okay? You can physically get your butt whipped, you can get cut, you can get hit, and you'll feel that, right? I can feel that. But the body starts to handle it just like that. The body is fascinating. You don't have to do anything about it. The body will. And if it's a really deep cut, it will create scar tissue so that doesn't get cut again. I mean, it's genius, the body. So that's the only way. Our emotions are inside of our brain. No one can touch those. And if you just think about that, where are my emotions right now? My emotions are not on the outside, so you cannot come up and hit one of my emotions. And then some people might go, well, words do. Let's look at that. Did you hear when you were young? And I have no idea where this came from, but I know you've heard it. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Well, when I heard that a long time ago, I went, that was cute. And I started working with this going, oh my Lord, I remember hearing that when I was young. Okay. Can words hurt someone? No. Think about that. They don't hurt you. Okay? Now, someone calls me a bad name or something, right? Now, I have to admit, when I was younger, starting this work, I would get angry. I would actually be in fights when I was in my teen years and my 20s, when that would happen. And I'd get really angry. Someone called me that. But what I didn't realize was my mindset back then and my mindset now. That's what's grown. Not the words have changed or the people have changed. Words are words and people are people. What changed was my mindset and my confidence and my belief in myself. When my belief in myself was low and someone would call me something, I validated it in my mind. And that felt bad. You hear that again? I validated it in my mind. See, I know I am, and it felt bad, and I got angry. Now someone calls me something, and I have compassion. I feel for them of whatever they're going through. That is a very different experience. That's what can happen when we operate from responsible. And understand that words don't hurt us. You could tell me I'm ugly, and it just doesn't hurt me because, one, I know I'm not. Okay, I'm 56 years old. I'm battling that one. Give me a break on that one, okay? So, words don't hurt us. Body punches can hurt us. Cut, I got that. But no human being can hurt the heart. Now then you're thinking, no, wait a minute. That last breakup I went through, I was dying. And you're telling me that no one hurt me? Well, yeah, they do. And I know it's very small, but it's so huge when you look at, yes, I know you're hurting. And I know we hurt. But what I want to show you is that it's not the person that is causing the hurt. Because then it would be that person would have to stop doing that. And they're never, that you don't have any control over them. Yes, I know the relationship, for an example, broke up and it ended. And it hurts. But it's not them that hurt you. It's just like a song on the radio. Have you ever heard a song on the radio and you're like, oh, I love that song. Did the song go in and make you like it? Flop up your heart and you felt good? Of course not. Have you ever heard a song on the radio and go, turn that song off, I hate that dang song. The song didn't make you hate it. You have a perception of that song. You have a perception of it, and that's what generates the emotion. And I know that happens so fast that it looks like he or she hurt us by their actions. But what I'm going to show you is no, it doesn't. Yes, we do hurt. Why do we hurt? It's very simple. Before you even met them, you had a dream of being in a relationship. You didn't have a dream of a relationship with that person, right? You came in with a dream. That person, you looked at that person through the dream. And at that one point you went, you know what? This might be the relationship. This might be the one I want. It's not the person, right? The dream came first. So then you go, okay, this person fits this and this and this. I think this is going to work. So what do? You start dreaming. You start getting excited that this might be the one. And then if it ends, you're let down so much. And it's not a bad thing. It just shows you have a very large dream. And I will say this, if you really work on 100% responsible, and that relationship doesn't work, you know what the next thought is? It wasn't supposed to. That's not the relationship you're supposed to be in. How do you know? Because you're not in it. Now, I know that might be a category to jump over, but that's what can happen if you deal with responsible. You learned something in that relationship. You got something out of that relationship. So take it, and now go back to the dream. And some people go, I don't want to go back to the dream. Well, you know what? Yeah, you do, because that dream's not fulfilled yet. And that wasn't the person that was supposed to fulfill it. You keep going and you will find it. As long as you stay clear on the dream, you operate responsible. Okay? So that's how I like to look at it in the relationship arena. No one's broken. Your heart has never been broken. If you question that one, cut yourself open right now. Pull your ribs out. Look at your heart. Guess what you're going to see? Your heart is pumping beautiful blood all throughout your body. Okay? So this idea of responsible can be used anywhere. It's not the economy is why you're struggling financially. It's not. It's not what's outside you that's causing you to put on weight, right? It's not outside of us. Nothing outside of us dictates what we do. And if that is, we have let that happen. So if you operate 100% responsible, you're free. You're literally free. Nothing can run you. You run you. And that is the first pillar. When you take that one on, man, you're on a path to, the only thing is, you got to get clear on what you want, because you're going to get it if you operate from that one. All right, so practice today. If anything doesn't work out, just stop and go, what part did I play in it? Not to blame, but act responsible, which is you made the choice. Congratulations for making that choice. Some work out, some don't. So thanks for listening to this information. Work it, practice it. Thank you.